if our country chooses to use force. Taiwan sovereignty issue. How large an army does the People's Liberation Army need to mobilize? The current situation in the Taiwan Strait has intensified. Our country's steps to recycle Taiwan seem to be getting closer. A war broke out in the Taiwan Strait. The People's Liberation Army is expected to quickly mobilize 5 military groups. The total number of troops is 300,000. Fully participate in this island replenishment war, and foresees an end to the battle within 10 days. The end of the Taiwanese independence movement will also follow. What kind of strength do these 5 army groups possess? Our country's territorial sovereignty over Taiwan. Never give up? The reunification of Taiwan has been the Chinese mainland in politics, military, and historical missions. In dealing with this issue, the mainland has always maintained caution and restraint. Advocate for peaceful solutions. Committed to peaceful reunification or the one country, two systems approach. Resolve the issue of Taiwan's ownership in light of the Taiwan independence forces and the interference of the United States. Cross-strait relations are becoming increasingly tense. Not so long ago, President Biden said in an interview that if China adopts military means to unify Taiwan, then the United States will stand with Taiwan. This comment caused an instant. All aspects of attention and significance, it's not just international. It also provoked a new stage in Sino-US relations. Irrational remarks about America. Our country's government has expressed its interference in its internal affairs, strongly condemned, and implemented a series of counteractions. For example, strengthening the military layout, restrict communication with Taiwan, etc. Now, our country's military capabilities are already quite strong. During the most recent People's Liberation Army exercise around Taiwan, participation in advanced equipment, for example, the J-16 heavy fighter, O-52D destroyer, and incense rocket launchers. These all support Taiwan independence, powerful suppression, and deterrence. American think tanks, also on the possible development of the Taiwan Strait, make a research report claiming that they are amphibious towards China. Reviews of combat capabilities greatly underestimated the actual situation. The United States once believed that China's amphibious combat capabilities are relatively weak. It is difficult for the Chinese Navy to operate in the Taiwan Strait, launch a large-scale deployment. But the latest assessment shows that China's amphibious. The combat capability is much stronger than the US expected, especially with 5 consecutive lines. The entry of 2 attack ships. The Chinese Navy is amphibious. A qualitative leap has been achieved in the capabilities of the ship. According to US estimates, the gross tonnage of amphibious ships of the Chinese Navy has reached a staggering 450,000 tons, on one shipment of heavy aluminum equipment at a time, and about 20,000 soldiers. This was undoubtedly a surprise for the United States. If China has decided to use force to resolve the Taiwan issue, it is expected to use a huge military force. Preparing for the People's Liberation Army for many years, it will be possible to mobilize 5 elite armies. Participate in action. This means that more than 300,000 troops will be deployed. Specific to the Eastern Theater, the 7,172nd and 73rd Armies will be the main force. They will play a key role in the Taiwan Strait War, demonstrate the top-notch capabilities of the People's Liberation Army in modern warfare. Strength. The 72nd and 73rd Armies near Taiwan, mainly responsible for the northern region of Taiwan, conduct amphibious landing operations. They are equipped with a lot of advanced equipment, including Type 5 amphibious assault vehicles. These equipment will be used in landing operations, play a key role. It's also equipped with amphibious armor. 74th Army of the Synthetic Forces, stationed in Guangdong and Guangxi, will be responsible for the direction from the southern Taiwan Strait, attack on Taiwan. Troops in the eastern and southern theaters. What will happen? With powerful troops and equipment, ensuring the success of the war. These measures and preparations undoubtedly contribute to. The pro-independence forces have issued a clear warning. Shows our military's determination to establish a peaceful environment. It also shows that the People's Liberation Army maintains national unity and a strong ability and belief in territorial integrity. The 84th Army has a major mission. This army group brought together the Jinan Army, the major elites and special forces in the district. Among them, the Shajabang Brigade that soared at home and abroad. And the Yanghan's troops are better known. On the other hand, The 83rd Army is mainly responsible for medium-sized wheel mechanization and formation and construction of city forces. In wartime, the 83rd Army had 3 maneuvers. One is to use the railway to go south into the Taiwan Strait battlefield. The second is to take advantage of our country's extensive road network, mobile and coastal areas of Fujian and Zhejiang. The last option is to board directly at the northern port. Our country's existing dual-purpose ro-ro ships, as many as dozens, enough to support the main force of the 38th Army, perform a cross-sea mission. If our country encounters emergency situation requiring the use of force to recover Taiwan, what kind of scale will the People's Liberation Army invest? Concerns and warnings from the United States? Obviously not up to the morale of our country's People's Liberation Army. On the contrary, research data shows that our two-phase combat capabilities are increasing day by day. American think tank assessment of our country's two-phase combat capability. It was quite a shock to them. They found our country's Navy currently has 450,000 tons of amphibious ship data. Through careful mobilization and deployment, calculate the carrying capacity our country can reach. Amazing 2.40 million tons. This is more amphibious than they expected our country to be. Transport capacity. Increase the evaluation by 5 times. Much more conservative. A war game simulation of an American think tank. Except for the shocking discovery, China's amphibious transportation capacity. It can be doubled 5 times in an instant. This simulation, not only were military vessels considered in the initial wave spikes, shipping more than 8 heavy-duty aluminum, and the ability of approximately 6,000 soldiers, also found that with the help of our country's civilian ro-ro ships, and that capacity can be increased dramatically. Result representation. The amount of vehicles and equipment that China can ship every day, equivalent to 180,000 square meters. And we only need 10 days, 7 complete army groups, 300,000 troops and corresponding vehicles. Equipment delivered to the coast of Taiwan. If this offensive plan is launched, our People's Liberation Army estimates that within 10 days, you can step on Taiwanese soil with 1 foot. As for why Japan is in a hurry, and the simple answer is this. Japan is a country with few resources, a country with a lot of people. Foreign trade is inseparable from crossing. Shipping in the Taiwan Strait. Data display. 80% of Japan's trade passes through here. If control of the strait falls into Chinese hands, Japan's foreign trade will be severely impacted. And once the Chinese mainland unifies Taiwan, possibly in areas such as the Yao Islands, apply greater sovereign pressure. This is for Japan. It was an unbearable shock. Although our country has been in the military for more than 70 years, prepare. But we have always adhered to the policy of peaceful reunification. We hope to resolve the Taiwan issue peacefully. We believe, as long as both parties work together, the great cause of Taiwan's early return to the motherland will surely be realized.